Today we are reacting to his story.
I woke up late for school, and it saved my life. Our power went out one night, so my mom's alarm clock didn't go off in the morning. She shook me awake, freaking out, saying I was about to miss the bus, but there was no way I was making it in time. My sister was so mad she couldn't do her makeup in time, but just then someone knocked on the door, and the second she opened it, some guy said he was my substitute bus driver for the day. I could see our regular bus, and some of my friends on it, but she just told him she was gonna drive me today. But as soon as she said that, I could see him start to look agitated. "No ma'am, your son is coming with me." My sister, still mad at my mom, just got up and walked past before she could stop her. I could see my mom starting to get uncomfortable, but my friends were waving to us from the bus. "He's coming with me," but she cut him off. "No, I'm driving him," and she shut the door in his face. She watched out the window as he finally left, but right before we were gonna leave, another bus pulled up. My mom looked into the bus window and saw that it was our normal driver, and in that moment she completely freaked out. She ran inside immediately, picking up our phone. "Please, I need police now. My daughter is being kidnapped." I turned around and saw it was our normal bus driver. She was losing it, calling other parents not to let their kids get on, because someone got a bus exactly like ours to kidnap us. Unfortunately, 6 other kids did get on, and we never saw them again.
What the? Bro, that's crazy. What?
A teenager tortured my dog for fun, then threatened to do it again.
Okay, this is crazy. It's already getting crazy.
My dog had gone missing for a few hours, and when I finally found him, he was standing outside another house in my neighborhood. He was covered in bruises, his eye was swollen shut, and blood was still dripping down his side. The teenager walked out and didn't apologize. He just told me to keep my dog on a leash, or he'd do it again. I rushed him to the vet, but he was too far gone. I had to put him down just to spare him the suffering. That dog was the only memory I had left of my late wife, Helen. So I called in a few favors and found out everything about this kid, his school, his job, his girlfriend. He was enrolled at a Catholic private school, and when I told them what he did, they expelled him within the week. His girlfriend was vegan and an animal lover, so convincing her to break up with him was easy. I sprinkled in a few lies, and she destroyed his car for revenge. Then my friends and I posed as customers at his job and filed complaints until his manager fired him on the spot. His life was gone within days, and as he was walking home after getting fired, I ran him over with my truck.
Oh, that was actually kind of funny at the end. 2 more videos and then...
I pulled a metal water bottle from my bag and chucked it at the teacher across the hallway, praying it would hit her. Earlier that day, I'd accidentally dumped my lunch tray on the biggest senior in school, and he told me he'd be waiting for me after school to beat me up, so I was trying to get detention to avoid him. The water bottle cracked Ms. Okafor in her back, and she spun around. "Oh my God!" I braced for screaming and detention, but she shook my hand. "Thank you so much." That popped my hip back into place. I haven't felt it pain-free in years. She walked off smiling, and when I looked over, Brad was looking at me, clutching his knuckles. When I saw the principal round the corner, I tried pulling the fire alarm. He looked at my hand on the lever. "Did you set this off?" I said yes, thinking this was definitely detention, but he grabbed my shoulders. "You're a hero, son. The toaster in the teacher's lounge is on fire. We need to evacuate." The whole school instantly spilled onto the campus, and Brad walked over next to me. At 3 o'clock, I'm bringing a knife. My hands shook in fear and frustration because how hard was it to get detention? We started walking back inside because the building was safe, and that's when I stuck my leg out. My teacher face planted in front of our whole class, then looked right at me. "Extra homework!" I grabbed my head and threw my arms in the air. "Can I please have detention instead?" But she crossed her arms. "No, Brad wants to whoop your ah, and I'm not gonna stop him because that's what a delinquent like you needs." I stared in disbelief as Brad chuckled behind me. 2 hours later, the bell rang, and I walked to the bike rack, legs shaking. I tried to grab my bike and just hurry off, but Brad turned the corner smiling. He walked straight towards me grinning, and I raised my trembling fists, ready to fight. That's when a teacher came sprinting. He stepped in front of Brad. "What did I tell you? You have detention with me today. Let's go." Brad's jaw went tight, and he followed him inside, locking eyes with me the whole way. I watched Brad sit down in detention, and my stomach went cold. If my plan to get detention worked, I'd be locked in with Brad right now. I pulled a metal water bottle from my bag.
What's the most popular short? This one.
My twin brother Chris and I were 9 when we learned Morse code.
Just like Vlad and Chris.
Tapped messages under the dinner table when Mom told us to stop talking, and tapped through the wall between our bedrooms every night. When Chris got into a car accident and the doctor said he'd never wake up, I pulled up a chair next to his bed, took his hand, and tapped. "Are you there?" Nothing. But I came back the next afternoon and tapped again. Before I left, I always said the same thing. "See you tomorrow, Chris." A week later, Chris's fingers twitched against mine, and I almost fell out of my chair. I grabbed a nurse and she barely looked up. They're reflexes. It doesn't mean anything. I bought a notebook the next day and started writing down every single one. 4 months in, Mom watched me scribbling and said, "How long are you gonna keep doing this?" "Until he taps back." "He's not gonna tap back. You're talking to a corpse." Dad lasted a few more months before he pulled me into the hallway. "We need to talk about donating your brother's organs. His fingers move every time I hold his hand, Dad. The nurses said those are reflexes. Stop getting your hopes up, son." "I don't care what the nurses say. You're not donating my brother's organs." But a week later, my parents called to have Chris transferred to a long-term facility to die and scheduled a meeting to sign the papers. The afternoon before the meeting, I tapped into his palm like always, but this time, something tapped back. Short, short, short. Long, long, long. Short, short, short. SOS. I grabbed his hand. "Chris, if that's you, squeeze once." He squeezed so hard my knuckles cracked. I stormed into the meeting room and told them my brother just responded to me. The caseworker said, "This is very common with families who aren't ready to let go." My parents nodded. I grabbed the transfer papers off the table. "You're not signing anything until you come see for yourself." I walked them to Chris's bed and grabbed his hand. "Ask him anything." The caseworker asked what year it was. Chris squeezed out the answer. Count to 5. 5 perfect squeezes. His mother's name, tapped out letter by letter. By the 10th question, she said, "He's still alive. We can't move him." Weeks later, I asked Chris what kept him fighting when everyone gave up. Heard Mom call me a corpse. Heard Dad say donate my organs. Heard all of them leave, except you. I asked why. I wanted to see you too. My twin brother Chris and I...
That was great. Right, our parents. I can't believe at the end he just smiled. That's the end of the video. Definitely subscribe. Bro, 5 people got an iPhone 17. Unless it's just a scam. Well, what's the latest one? That one. Alright, see ya.